Hi, it's James the Forager here today. Today we're taking a look at something called Lacto-Fermented Wild Garlic. One of the issues we have every year is that wild garlic is an unbelievable flavour. It comes into season for about 2 months and then it's gone. We don't have it at all for the rest of the year. So we've got to look at different ways of preserving it, and this is a really, really good way of doing it. Lacto-Fermented Wild Garlic. First we head out. We pick our wild garlic leaves. We can use leaves, stems, we can use the whole thing, flowers, seeds, whatever we can grab. That's it. We grab those and then we chop them up however we like. You can do it chunky or fine. I'm actually going to put mine in a little hand blender, a little food processor, and make it a little bit more fine so I can use it as paste and purees. It means I can get more in the jar as well. So I'm going to go super fine with mine. Whilst I'm chopping that, let's have a look at lacto-fermentation. So it's an anaerobic fermentation where we're trying to develop something called lactobacteria. We can go into the details, but we've got blog posts on that. And there'll be loads of other videos that go into the details of this. Ultimately, what we're doing is we're putting salt in an anaerobic environment with vegetables. What it does, it stops the growth of harmful bacteria and promotes the growth of good bacteria. And in doing that, it also helps to preserve the vegetable, which is fantastic, exactly what we need. You see it in things like sauerkraut, kimchi, they're the kind of two main things. So for ours, I've chopped mine up, popped it in a food processor, and I've added 6% by weight of the ingredient in salt. So let's say I do 100 grams of wild garlic leaves, I'll put 6 grams of salt. You can do anywhere between 2% all the way up to 8%. The lower the percentage, the quicker it'll ferment. The higher percentage, the slower it'll ferment. But they'll work. Yes, I'll give it a quick blend, then I'll top it up in the jar, and I want to make it anaerobic. So there's loads of fancy things you can get to pop in the jar to stop it from interacting with air. But all I do is pop a bag in, push it down, and then top the bag up with water. So I'll make sure that water has a bit of salt in it as well, just in case the bag happens to pop, it won't go off. And that means that no air can interact with the vegetable. But air can still get out when it ferments, and that's what we want to see. So after a couple of days, you'll start to see at the edge of the jar, you've got little bubbles, and that's good. That's fermentation. So we leave it 7 days outside of the fridge to do its thing, to ferment a little bit. And after those 7 days, we pop it in the fridge, and that will keep for at least 6 months. To be honest, I've had some of these even kept outside of the fridge for over a year, and they still taste fantastic. You can use in loads of things, anything you'd use wild garlic in. Just got to remember, obviously it's salted, so any recipe you do with it that would be normally wild garlic, you remove salt from the regular recipe. It is unreal, and it means I can have wild garlic for the whole year. That's it, lacto-fermented wild garlic.